Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the usual. Just start us off with your thoughts on tonight's game.
Yeah, I think a much improved performance since we just played them just a few games ago. Yeah, I think for us, especially first half getting into the structures that we were asking for, we really felt the group got into it and was able to play in the sense of the spacing, the connections, the relationships. So obviously, not pleased with the result as a group. We wanted to walk away with the 3 points. And I think for us, it's just continuing to find ways that we could continue to grab momentum back when momentum shifts. Okay. So continuing to find what it is in that moment and what allows us to grab the momentum back. Because that's football. I've said it previously. Momentum does shift, but we'll look at this game. We will find the good things about this game. We will find ways that we can improve, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. How did you think Racing shifted the momentum in the second half?
Sorry, say that again.
How do you think Racing shifted the momentum in the second half?
Yeah, and obviously going in at halftime with the performance that we had, but the scoreline still being zeros. I think we would have liked to put the game in a different scenario at that time at halftime, right? To come out and it's still zeros, but to have the performance that we had. There was fantastic opportunities. We created great opportunities. The group really excelled in what was asked of them tactically in this game. And I'm very, very, very pleased with that. And I don't want that to get shadowed over this result. They are growing immensely. You saw the relationships today. You saw the type football that we're looking for. You saw wide opportunities. You saw assist zone entries. We continue to speak about runs in the box at halftime. Can they be just a little bit assertive so that the server on the ball knows exactly where they're looking to place it? But I don't want this all to be overshadowed by the fact that there was good football today, and there was good football today. So very pleased with the group. But again, how do we continue to ensure that we're always improving and getting better as a group? And that's going to be our focus for this.
All right, I'm going to give you a number here. It's 5 minutes and 13 seconds before the Courage had a touch in their attacking half. So you had them pinned in for the first 5 minutes. Is that something that was planned, or is it just kind of how it broke? Was that something you focused on, just trying to pin them in?
Yeah,
to their half?
I didn't know this fact, so thank you for sharing. I think for us, there was a very specific way we were looking to press based off of their adjustments and how we felt they got into their attacking shape. And I felt the group really understood those assignments, really understood what their roles were in that moment. And so to gain such a momentum like that, to not allow anyone to get on the ball, to not allow any sort of momentum for that from their end to be created in possession, I think allowed us to continue through that half, to continue being who we believe we could be and we can be. Yeah, and I think obviously I felt that if we were the best version of ourselves in this tactical shape that we were looking to execute against this team, we felt like we could create a lot of opportunities, and I do think that we did that. So yeah, it's tough, right, to go and get a point from the game. But again, it's going to be what we could take from this, continues to move forward. We have one more game, obviously, and hopefully we'll continue. That's the goal. And then obviously we have the TWC. So there's a lot of time here right now to continue to grow as a group with 2 players gone for the Olympics. Again, very proud of them representing their countries, but we have a good core group here. So continuing to hone in on this detail is going to be big for us.
Have you talked a lot about the process and being more focused on that as opposed to the result? This is 2 games in a row. You guys have looked like you've made strides
Yes.
offensively.
Yes.
How much do you try to emphasize that moving forward for your group so they don't dwell on this?
Yeah, of course. And I think for us, I think you saw the adaptation. I'm asking something very specific from the group, and you're seeing the group grab a hold of it and run with it. Player personnel, positional profiles, these types of things. And when you see that come into place during this time frame, again, this is an opportunity for us with the majority of our group being here. It's an opportunity for us to continue to see and test things. Is this way? This is clicking for the group. How can we continue to push this type of detail within what we're asking for? So yeah, I mean, I think it can't massively hit the stride because I completely agree with you. I think the past 2 games we've made very, very good strides in what the expectations are from the group. And so it can't go backwards now. It can't go backwards. It can only continue to go forward. Result aside, the performance, in my opinion, is continuing to improve.
And the part of moving forward and handling the end of games better, is it at this point something as simple as more mental focus to avoid some lapses, or what do you see as a common thread between some of these end of games?
Yeah, and I think we've shown that we can close out games. I think we've shown that previously. And I think for me, it's just a matter of how we can gain momentum back. And then through connecting passes, we gain our confidence back and momentum actually shifts back to us. I think it's more of that specifically.
Last one for Bev.
Bev, you've been a player in this league, obviously you've been around a long time, been in almost every situation there is. When a player misses a kind of a game deciding penalty, how as a coach do you help them get through that, get past that? Is it a combination of giving them space? Do you talk to them? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it sucks, right? In the sense that you feel so responsible. You feel, yeah, you have so much weight on that. And that's not how I'll ever see it. It's not one sole person that, ever causes a specific result against us in that fashion, right? So I think, for me, obviously it's respecting the space, but also at the same time telling her like, it's okay. And she's not trying to miss, is she? No, she's going up there, doing her best to execute and get the result for us. That's what she's trying to do. So that's where it feels so heavy as an individual player. And as a group, we need to come around her and tell her it's not your fault. You did what you felt in the moment. You took your deep breath, you hit and that's football. And sometimes you've seen the best in the world, the best in the business do it all the time. So it's just reframing it, getting her out of like, it's not your fault. As quick as possible.
Thanks, Bev.
Thank you, guys.